Hello and welcome to the Coronacast, episode 17. I think it is the late night edition, and if you can't remember it, I made a fun banner. Episode 17, late night edition. I'm singing the theme song. Wrote that one myself. Thank you for tuning in. I saw Matt Griffin had already tuned in. Hello. Thanks for watching. Figured I would just do a very special late night episode as we get closer and closer to the end of this godforsaken year, 2020. It started off strong. January and February, I think I'd been in more countries and more different locations in the shortest amount of time in my entire career. I was in Texas and London. I was in Vegas. I had been flying all over doing different theaters. Gulf Shores, Alabama was my first time there. We sold out 2 nights at a giant theater. Very, very excited about where 2020 was about to take me. My last headlining gig was the weekend before everything shut down at Junior's Last Laugh. What a name for a place. Actually, I probably was one of its last laughs because it's now rebranded as Keller's, which is a magic theater out in Erie, Pennsylvania. I filmed for the Comedy Cellar this week at the Comedy Cellar on Comedy Central. That was my last live show indoors. Was that taping back in March, and then boom, there was Corona casting. One time Emily and I painted each other. That was live, and then launched a bunch of shows. We launched Scam Online, which I'm excited to tell you, this is the first announcement publicly of it. We'll be back in January, baby, with season 2, bigger and better than ever. All of the scam that you love, and it is back. Please don't visit this website.com if you want more information. Please don't visit this website.com. Man, season 1 was insane. The last few episodes, episodes 16 through 22, was a whole sci-fi arc. There was time travel, there was regular travel, there was sabotage, all that and some great magic. Please don't visit this website.com. That's coming back in January. That's the first of many big announcements I'll be making here on the late night Coronacast episode 17-ish, because I've lost track. I'm going to be honest. I've lost track of how many episodes we've done. It's probably more. Matt Griffin saying hi. By the way, if you guys would like to be on the show, you absolutely can. You can join the show right now by just going to tinyurl.com/Coronacast17-ish. 17 the numbers. Coronacast 17-ish. If you're on Chrome or Firefox and you have a webcam, you can be on the show. That's the beauty of the Coronacast. The surprise guests are even a surprise to me. We've had some incredible guests over the course of this run. Who Books That, by the way, came to a season 1 close. 35 episodes. The first episode was Matt King with surprise guest Lance Burden. We had amazing Jonathan Penn-Jillette, Larry Wilmore with surprise guest Neil deGrasse Tyson. Insane. We've had in total over 100 guests on Who Books That. The show is presented by the International Brotherhood of Magicians. They've been incredibly supportive over the course of this entire season. They're amazing. They even published the poster for the show in the linking ring. So check out your old linking rings if you missed that. It's pretty fun. And we're going to have a season 2 of that as well, starting in January. That show is every Wednesday at 7 p.m. Eastern. Who Books That with Harrison Greenbaum. Go to whobooksthat.com. And today, I uploaded the final podcast version of the last episode of the season, because after the episodes go live on video, we take the audio, we put them, I say we like it's not a one-man band, that it's not just me producing the thing and clicking the buttons, but let's say we. It makes it sound much bigger. I take the audio from the episodes, I rip them out, and I put them in podcast form on Apple Music, Google Play, Pandora it's on. I think it's available via Amazon. It's available basically wherever you get your podcast. You could download Who Books That with Harrison Greenbaum. And this is crazy because you can keep track of the amount of downloads, the amount of reviews. Which when you leave a 5-star review, it really increases the visibility of the podcast. So thank you already for everybody who's done that. And thank you to everybody who's now thinking about it, because I just mentioned it. Go to whobooksthat.com. The show is in the top 100 performing arts podcasts on Apple Music in the United States, in the United Kingdom, in Canada, Japan, Denmark, Sweden, Australia, and I think several more. It's at least 9 different countries around the world. It's in the top 100 of performing arts podcasts. It's actually higher up on the list in some of the countries. I think it's in the top 30, maybe even a little higher, like top 10 in Japan. So konnichiwa. Thank you very much. So yeah, thank you guys so much for all your support on that. Been doing a lot of private Zoom shows for the holidays. Been doing a lot of rooftops and parks. Who knew I'd be such an outdoor comedian? In fact, I had a show last weekend. I have a show coming up this weekend. Outdoors on a roof, far away, very far away. You're wearing your mask. You're covered in a blanket probably because it's like 20 degrees outside, but comedy is happening. So make sure you check out my website, harrisongreenbaum.com, or you just go to Twitter and Instagram at Harrison Comedy. You can find out all the information. It's so cool to see all these people who are now tuning in. The number of viewers keeps ratcheting up. And if you would like to not just be a viewer, but be a guest, just go to tinyurl.com/coronacast17ish. That's all you got to do. And you could be a guest. Otherwise, it's just me yapping, monologuing. My girlfriend is stuck in the bathroom. She's going to have to take a long shower. Hopefully, I think this thing will wrap up probably around 11:15. So you have about 20 minutes at most to log in and say hello. Seriously, just do it. Come on and say hi. It's super fun. If you don't want to come on, I totally understand. You can also just send me a comment on YouTube or on Facebook. This show is available on facebook.com/Harrison Greenbaum. It's also available on YouTube, youtube.com/Harrison Greenbaum. I really snuck in there back in the day. I've been on YouTube for years and years, over a decade now. And so I got one of those vanity URLs, youtube.com/Harrison Greenbaum, before even there were requirements. And now you have to get at least 1,000 subscribers to get one. And I do, but it's kind of nice to have been grandfathered in from the beginning. Anyway, nobody cares. This is my apartment. You've probably seen it. If you've seen the Coronacast, I light it like I'm about to do a Twitch stream. And oh my God, somebody I haven't seen in a while, but who I absolutely love and adore. You saw him already in the comments. He's now here in real life. Make some noise. Get excited for Matt Griffin, everybody. Matt, how you doing?
Hey, Harrison.
How's it going? We're in space now.
We're in space. Good, because I'm just in this room. I hope it's dark. You can't see how terribly messy this room is. So
no, it's perfect. It fits the space theme because your room looks like a black hole.
It is really a black hole. And this guy.
How are you doing, man?
I'm pretty good. This is not the way I thought I'd catch up with you, but hey, this is neat.
This is fantastic. It just got very dark. I don't know what was on that was lighting you up.
It's my, I don't know, my screen's doing weird things.
Oh,
I've
gotcha.
never used StreamYard before. I'm sure this is all inside baseball. That's why. I went full screen on your video, so.
Ooh, well, what's up? What's going on, man?
Just living the dream, waiting for things to get back to normal. So because like you, my entire life's work has been doing things involving people and
For those who don't know Matt who are watching, he's a stripper.
Yes. So please, yes. I've got this great thing with multiplying rabbits. It's amazing. The kids, they love it. I've been, mostly doing magic tricks and juggling and learning piano and stuff this year because it's
learning piano from zero, or have you played piano before?
I've dabbled with it for years, but I really I bought this 60 key keyboard about a year ago and just said I got to learn to read sheet music, which I haven't really done yet, but I can do a lot of chords, basic stuff
No, everybody should be able to play at least one song on the piano. I think it's absolutely a good life skill. I took piano lessons for years, but I never practiced. So my final recital, we had a huge recital, and she would have it in her house, and she would buy all that. She would rent all this furniture and really make a big deal out of it. And it was kids aged from a 5-year-old kid who was playing a song all the way up to about to graduate and go to college.
Yes,
so I think she was trolling me because she saved me towards the end, and she was like, "This guy, I've been teaching him for years. He's about to go to Harvard. Harrison Greenbaum, take it away." And my final song was the theme song to Inspector Gadget.
That's a good song.
I mean, there were 5-year-olds playing Beethoven, and I was just like, yeah.
I've been playing with DuckTales. What else? Some Ben Folds, Mr. Blue Sky, Electric Light Orchestra. Not the whole song, never the whole song, just the parts I like, really.
Have you heard of Mannheim Steamroller?
I have.
Last year for Christmas, I bought tickets for my girlfriend's parents, her and I finally got to see them. And it was, I've never felt more Jewish And I was such a fish out of water. I was like, I don't know what's going on, but I do love it.
Fish out of water. Yeah, I did a bunch of gigs for some Jewish High Holy Days a couple of years ago, and I was an altar boy, so a lot of that translates. They're like, so now what's going to happen is this. I'm like, I got you. It's cool, like you see in a religious service, they all kind of, I'll be quiet.
The rabbi was like, can you keep a secret? And you're like, not you guys too.
Oh, too soon. Too soon.
Hashtag too late, I think.
Yeah, that's true.
And are you still in Boston?
I'm in, yes, Massachusetts. I haven't been in Boston proper in a couple of years. And I'm glad because there's no work right now. So, being in the suburbs with cheap rent with some family is, convenience.
Ooh, what's it like to have space? I'd love to hear about that.
Well, we're in space right now, aren't we?
Yes, this is literally all the space that I have. I'm in a studio apartment, and
you get all this.
Most of it.
You get all this stuff. We're in outer space, right?
Yeah. I do think that the fish, relative to their size, have more room in that tank than I do in my apartment.
And they live rent free, so
that's true. Although at the rate they've been dying, it's really a short-term lease.
And somebody cleans up their shit, so that's
that's true. By the way, there's a Magic Camp shout out from Zach Ivan saying, "Wow, I'm trying to remember the last time I saw Matt Griffin." Zach, come on in.
I've hidden all the mirrors. I haven't seen myself in months. I haven't gotten a haircut since like January or something.
That looks very good. And you have all of your hair? How dare you?
Every time I run my finger through it, more comes out though,
Have you seen the back of my head? It's horrifying.
Oh, no comment.
I've seen the whole yarmulke area.
I mean, what you could get a
hair yarmulke?
Hair yarmulke. It'd be like there's like a word for that, right?
Well, I think it's like, when you leave something on the lawn too long and the grass dies underneath it, it's like that, but with a yarmulke.
They should really make those that breathe,
I actually, when I toured with the Unbelievables, they had like that IMAX system. So I would play with the camera, and at one point during every show, I would turn around and I would show this, and I'd make a joke because the camera guy would accidentally zoom in every show. And so I'd have like a rapport about it. And we had gone through a bunch of shows in the run, and I remember asking the costume lady in Perth, because I had known her because I actually been to that theater in Perth before, and she's like a total sweetheart. And I was like, is there any way to like find a yarmulke in Australia? And she was like, I can knit one. And I was like, you don't have to go that far. She's like, no, I just did Fiddler on the Roof. We did
I'm already doing it right now.
She's like, I think I might even have some. So we got a black one that really blended in. And I would joke that I would wear a yarmulke. And so at the end of the show, when I point to the band, which is behind us, and they're zoomed in on my head, I'm just wearing a black yarmulke with a gold Jewish star. And it's the most I think I've ever broken the cast. Because they just had no idea I was planning that. And they all saw, oh, there we go, Ian Kent. Harrison is willing to buy Matt's hair.
I'll sell it. Just make me an offer. It started out just being lazy, and then I was like, well, I don't want to go to get a haircut in the middle of the pandemic. And
it looks good, man. I think you should keep it at that length.
I got like a Bride of Frankenstein, sort of a gray streak.
That's badass. I always wanted the Reed Richards, like from the Fantastic Four.
I just want to be able to stretch. That would be,
True. Can you stretch everything, if you know what I mean?
Probably. Are you a Venture Brothers fan?
I'm just starting to get into that, actually.
Oh, dude, if you are a Fantastic Four fan, you need to get into Venture Brothers. I mean, it's been sadly been canceled, but it's if you ever looked at a Marvel movie and gone, that's stupid, then you could watch Venture Brothers, because it's that stupid, but intentionally so, and it's so twisted. It got canceled this year, sadly, but.
Oh no! Of all the times to cancel an animated show, it's one of the few shows that you can make so safely.
I think they had like 9 seasons in 17 years, though, so they weren't exactly like making a lot of episodes. But hey, it's still great. It's like Johnny Quest, but like on acid, kind of.
Ooh, I just saw Infinity Train on HBO Max. Have you seen that? It feels like it's a very similar. It's really weird. I can't imagine it's for children because it's so insane.
Mm-hmm.
But sometimes they make a choice where I'm like, okay, that was for a kid, but I don't know why any child is watching this thing. It's basically you get stuck on you're on a train. It's hard to describe anything without giving it away, but a girl wakes up on a train. She has a number on her hand. She doesn't know why. And each train car is a completely new world. And so she goes from train car to train car.
Is this like an anime?
No, just like regular anime. Yeah.
I got
Here are my two favorite questions. And it seems like you already have one answered, which is, have you picked up any quarantine skills? And it sounds like piano's up there.
Piano and some. I got back into some magic, and I can juggle clubs now for the first time.
Whoa! You club juggling room?
Well, I got the pixie clubs. They're like half size, so you can totally like do the cheating thing where you just stand against the bed and juggle, and they're small enough that they don't hit the ceiling. And when you drop them, you just, you're at the bed. So you just pick them up and do it again. So they're like $20. It's,
that's fantastic. My downstairs neighbors might hate me, but I'm going to do it anyway.
Do it over the bed,
Yeah.
Once in a while, it's pretty good. Yeah.
That's a physical activity that I like to be centered on my bed.
No comments.
I think one cancels out the other. I think if my girlfriend ever came to the bedroom and I was just juggling clubs.
Just this clank.
I would rather her catch me masturbating. I think I would just lie to her and say, you can't come in. I'm doing something terrible.
Well, as magicians, we all know the shame of.
Have you developed any
something that only we enjoy?
That's the other thing. That's a perfect segue. Have you developed any pandemic vices? Pandemic
vices. I spent way too much money online this year. Way too much money. And on like things, like magic books and just stupid shit.
That's an investment in the future, is a thing that I've told both my parents and girlfriend eventually.
Multiple pairs of Crocs.
Crocs, so you've just given up.
Yeah, it's I've actually covered the entire floor with a Croc-like surface, so I don't actually have to wear any shoes now. It's like a daycare floor, just really leaning into the quarantine life.
There was a beautiful moment when Crocs were cool, and I loved that moment. I wore them when I was lifeguarding, and people thought that was a good thing to do.
See, when they were cool, I was convinced they were good. I mean, they're awful, but they are comfortable. And let's face it, who am I trying to impress right now?
Fair. I have gotten into sweatpants. I just never wore sweatpants. And I'm not going to lie, I have a couple of pair of pajama pants that I'm wearing real jeans though. I wore real pants for you, Matt.
Are jeans real pants?
These are, I think so. These are black jeans with a stretch material. So I am blurring the line.
Yeah. Those don't last so long though. They kind of wear out in my experience, the stretch jeans.
I do tear them with incredible frequency.
Yeah.
It's probably all the lunges I do to show people that I'm wearing them. Have you done any of the Zoom magic?
I have not done any. I haven't performed in like years. I don't know. I think I got to college and I got scared of performing, which is so silly, but I miss camp. Can I just say that? I miss camp so much.
Oh my God, me too. And it was virtual this year, which they did a beautiful job, but I think it just, there's something about being there and the way it just, Yep. Next year, you got to come back.
I want to. I hope it's safe this year. God, yeah. So you're going to get...
I swear I will go in a hazmat suit and a gas mask if that's what it is.
You're going to get a pair of sweatpants that says vaccinated on the butt or...
Ooh, that's a fantastic... I think Juicy Couture should get in on that.
Not my idea, but, it seems like I'm going to be so jealous of anybody. God, I'm so nervous about vaccines and how long this is going to take. And
I'm a big fan of vaccines, too. I always had a joke where I said, any vaccine, put it in me. What does it do? It gets rid of ovarian cancer? I don't care. I want it.
Cover your bases, You
never know.
I don't want that.
Ian Ken said, camp. Elaborate, please. Oh,
camp.
You got to go to Tannen's Magic Camp. I can put a banner up. Tannen's Magic Camp is one of the best places. And speaking of Tannen's Magic Camp, one of the best places on earth, there's somebody else here from Tannen's Magic Camp. You know him, you love him. Zach Ivins, everybody.
What's up, Zach?
Harrison? Hey, Matt.
How you doing?
You know what? If another goddamn person comes on and rubs in how much hair they have, I'm going to lose it. What is happening?
Here's the thing. So this is a lot. This is thin, but this is covering it.
That's the key.
Like,
Is people don't know until I do that turnaround.
Yeah.
Have you thought about becoming Orthodox Jewish? Because we have ways to cover it up.
It
How you
might be
doing,
worth
Matt?
it. I'm good.
What would you be willing to do to go back to camp next year?
Gosh. Talk to Terry every single day.
I would do that for free. Terry's the best.
Terry's the best.
Yeah.
But Zach, I don't know if Matt knows this. Do you know that Zach is now a married man?
No, congratulations.
Yeah. Thank you.
It was a pandemic wedding, right?
It was.
Can you tell us about it? That's fascinating to me.
Sure. Yeah, absolutely. So we were supposed to get married in October of this year, and very quickly realized in February, early March, that wasn't going to be a smart thing to do. So we kind of had a formal elopement where we just had kind of close family and friends, very, very much smaller. Our venue is very nice, and we're like, yeah, you can come here and you don't have to give us any money, and you can just do your vows and leave. So that's what we did.
Nice.
Yeah.
And when is the honeymoon?
We went and rented a cabin, so it was like a pandemic safe way to get away.
You wasted no time. I thought you should have a post-pandemic honeymoon, like a second one.
We want to do a big party once everything's safe. Hopefully December of next year. Fingers crossed.
You should break all the pandemic rules. You should plan to have an anti-pandemic honeymoon once it's over. Where you can look people's faces, huge crowds, lots of loud, spitty talking, as much as possible.
Oh God. I hope
what I'm saying is basically your wedding should be like one of those like basement parties you throw in middle school where everybody's just making out with each other. Did anybody else? I never got to play any of those games. I think it was just because I wasn't invited to those parties. But the only reason I even know about 7 Minutes in Heaven is from like TV shows.
Right. Yeah.
A lot of the jokes I thought I got growing up are from TV shows that like I never even saw. Like, I don't know. It's like, you guys are a little younger than me, but like in the middle of the afternoon on half days, it was Bewitched and I Dream of Jeannie. So I definitely, I don't know. It's just like picture like a 7-year-old kid doing "Take My Wife, Please" jokes. And that's like, it's just, I don't know. Yeah.
I'll tell you, I thought my dad is very, very funny, and I think that's why I'm a comedian. But there was a couple of jokes that, like, man, he is a comedy genius, because he would do the, I have a drinking problem. Like if you spilled, like, oh, he has a drinking problem. And then I got older and I saw Airplane, and I realized at least 2 of his classic dad jokes were from Airplane, and it really shattered my universe.
Right, yeah.
I thought he wrote these jokes. I thought they were Stephen Greenbaum originals. Turns out it's from the movie Airplane.
No, you're the only Stephen Greenbaum original that I know of. Like,
what was there any joke that you saw as a kid that you didn't realize how bad it was until you were an adult? I know I saw American Pie when I was too young, and you know that part where he has the hair gel? I had no idea what was going on when I saw that film.
Probably for the best. Yeah, that's probably for the best. Jokes I didn't like. I don't want to tell myself too much.
That's fair. Well, let's change the topic.
I've never gone out in public this year, so this is like a whole new experience for me.
This is great.
Like, being on the internet, God knows who's going to see this and when. But, oh, look, there I am over there.
Zach, have you picked up any pandemic vices, and have you picked up any pandemic skills?
I never stopped going to work, so I don't have the I'm stuck at home thing that a lot of people have had. So my pandemic vice is just the growing resentment to people not like taking the pandemic seriously.
Absolutely.
when I have no new skills. I feel like if anything, I've regressed in my the skills that I at least care about.
The one thing I really picked up was I learned how to cook. Like I could not cook at all before the pandemic. Now I've been cooking a lot. I actually stumbled upon the Culinary Institute of America, and their acronym is CIA, which is not a good sign for the actual CIA, considering they can't even protect their own trademark. There's a bunch of chefs walking around with business cards that say CIA. They just plunk it down, disappear. They're like, "Is that a spy?" And then they're like, "I don't know, but he smells like profiteroles." Which, by the way, the funniest food name. I would like to put that out there.
Rutabaga is pretty good.
Rutabaga is very good.
I guess that's just like an ingredient, though. Like
also not a food, but cul-de-sac. It does not get funnier than the word cul-de-sac.
See, if I'd known, I would have prepared some material for this.
No, I appreciate you guys so much being on. It's so nice to see both of you. Is there anything you guys would like to plug to our very large audience of tens and tens of people?
I've literally nothing to plug, but if you're hiring, let me know.
Yeah, should I put your Twitter on so that they get in touch with you?
Oh, it's private right now, but sure, if you want to.
Okay.
It's at Matt Griffin, but it's private.
If you'd like to stare at his Twitter and just think about what it could be.
You want to send me a request that I will probably approve, and then you can look at my tweets and say, man, this guy's just a depressed mess.
I like the idea of sending a lot of people to your Twitter, but letting none of them in, so they can just wonder what could be behind that wall.
You feel like you have to retweet me, just copy the link and paste it in yours, and then people will click on that but they won't be able to see it because it's blocked, and then they will be horribly jealous, and that'll be my gift to them for this holiday season. It's like a mystery box, but with just depressing tweets.
Fantastic! I love it. And Zach, anything you want to plug?
I don't have anything to plug. The only thing I had to plug was a variety show that I was producing pre-pandemic that we've literally not even talked since like in February. I was like, "Hey guys, maybe we should cancel March," and that never got a response, and then we just didn't do anything.
I was supposed to launch a very big show in March that involved a lot of people in a very small space and circulating around, so you kind of go from room to room. The pandemic made that not so good.
Yeah, but Sleep No More and De La Guardia are probably not doing gangbusters right now, are they?
Well, Sleep No More, at least you get to wear a mask. So I feel like they should just build in this part.
Right, yeah. You just do the whole mask and not the half mask, and you're good.
Yeah, Batman was exactly the opposite of what was supposed to. Like, Batman's covered everything but the important part.
Yeah.
Yeah, when we all know
the Joker just needed to release a virus. He could have killed Batman instantly.
I mean, did Scarecrow do that?
Yeah, that's right. How many times do you have to get hit by Scarecrow before the gas mask is just part of your costume? Like, isn't that weird that the Scarecrow can't take down a basic firefighter, but he can easily take down Batman?
Yeah, the power rankings in Gotham are kind of all over the place. So, yeah.
My favorite Batman villain, I'll say it right here, Scarface.
Al Pacino?
Yes, that. No, but is there anything scarier than a crazy ventriloquist?
Scarface?
You mean Two-Face?
Is that a real? Hold on a sec.
Scarface is a puppet of a gangster that's held by a very quiet guy, and depending on which comic book, either it's just the guy with a split personality. There we go.
We gotta look this up here. Hold on. He's probably not even in here though. No. He's not even.
Sorry. He goes by the ventriloquist because his little dude is named Scarface. His little puppet.
Harrison, am I gonna find this in the Harvard Library?
Yes, I did force that. Did I tell you that story where Matt, do you know about this?
No, you got them.
I have to come clean now. This is public. Oh, here, by the way, this is what Scarface looks like.
Oh God. Oh yeah, he's
a ventriloquist.
Oh right, I know him from the animated series. Yeah. Yeah,
and in some versions, the Scarface can live without the ventriloquist, so he is like a magical other entity. But in most versions, it's just this guy expressing himself violently.
I mean, ventriloquist dummies are inherently creepy. Yeah. Oh, I thought of a thing I want to plug. It's not mine at all, but it involves a creepy doll and Batman villain. DC's Legends of Tomorrow is just a fantastic show that not enough people watch, and that's That and DuckTales. Watch DuckTales because it's maybe the funniest cartoon in like the last 10 years, and it's already been canceled. So
I'll plug them. I actually love Legends of Tomorrow.
Awesome.
I have been to no success, to be clear, but privately and publicly trying to lobby Greg Berlanti to put me in the Arrowverse, which I think is now called the Berlantiverse, because Arrow's no longer on the air. I want to be Arm Fall Off Boy. That is the DC role I was born to play. It's a very real character who has been, since I started petitioning it, name checked in the show. They've named, he exists in the Flash, and his only power is that he can rip off one of his arms and use it like a weapon. That's all he can do. He honestly, he could just buy a bat and then he would be effective. But Arm Fall Off Boy is very real, and it's my dream to play him.
Is it Thing style? Can it like go and do stuff for him, or is it just a weapon?
It's just a weapon. I think supposedly it was going to be in the Suicide Squad that's coming out. I believe it's been debunked. But this is what he looks like. He is literally he's just a man who rips off his arm. That's all he does.
That's just an action film.
I like Plorp. That's a great one.
What is his name?
It says no. The sound of his arm ripping off is
it's
Plorp.
That means there was a guy who was like, God, what would it sound like?
What would it sound like
if you rip? Also, he's a very phallic-looking character. That helmet has to have been intentional.
What's up with his arm skin? It's like
it does. I think he's a penis and his armhole is a butthole. I think this is all a trolling. Somebody got this through and was very happy with themselves.
Yeah.
Emotion.
Yeah. This is gonna happen. I think if I continue to tweet at Greg Berlanti one day.
If it's on the CW, they're gonna have to like blur out the hole though, right? Like they can't put a butthole shoulder on the CW, can they?
No, and I will put this out there, Greg Berlanti. I will fly myself out there on my own dime. I will quarantine for 2 weeks in Vancouver because I know you have to do that. I've done my research, even just to appear for a few seconds and then be immediately murdered. I will do it because that is my role. And if you cast somebody else, for shame. It's now, not only is it in the universe, it's literally in space.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
And the story, for those who, I don't know if anybody followed the thread, but Zach did reference a thing that I did, which is that the Harvard Library likes to be one of the most complete libraries just in general. I think the only library with more books is the Library of Congress. So if they have a book, if there's a book that you want but they don't have it, they will buy it, because how could they possibly not have a book that you want? So I would use that sort of loophole to make Harvard purchase every graphic novel that I was interested in at the time.
See, I would point them at like all of the Kaufman and Company books. Like I would just say like, okay, you need to go to magicbooks.com and order one of everything. Okay. Just like
that would have been a much better use of that power. I would just like, you don't have all the Dark Knights.
This was before DC Unlimited or whatever. So, yeah.
Right, exactly. I could have just made them buy. I now have a dumb book collection, which if I had made them purchase any of them, it would have been worthwhile.
You have a dumb book collection?
Oh yeah, I'll BRB. 1 second. Talk about yourselves.
Okay. Hey, what's up? How's it going?
Hey, Matt.
Where are you now in the world?
I'm in Atlanta, Georgia now.
Why not?
Yeah.
You got the run up to the runoff there. That must be exciting.
And I'm back.
Yeah. So many ads, so many things in the mail, but I got my absentee ballot dropped by. Talking about the election here in Georgia.
Classic. The reviews are amazing. This is how to avoid huge ships. Requires a whole book.
Is that assuming you're also a huge ship, or is it apply to everybody?
It applies only to huge ships.
So huge ships avoiding other huge ships.
Well, it started off. What happens was this book should not exist. And then if you go to the Amazon page for the reviews of this book, they're amazing. One of them is a review written by a huge ship who's very offended. One is written by the mother of a concerned child who they bought the book for and yet was accosted by a huge ship. So there's many 5-star reviews, many no-star reviews. It's a very controversial book. This one's just 50 sad chairs. You know, sometimes you look at a chair and you're like, man, that's sad. This one is just freshwater mussels of the upper Mississippi River. I received it for free, and it really just is a book of mussels. You know, some people need it. Images you should not masturbate to.
That's just asking for someone to challenge you on that, really.
Dancing with Cats.
I know that one's I've heard of that one.
The key to I only allow books in the collection if they were sort of published seriously. Like, they're not trying to be funny. This person really wants to show you all the different ways that you could dance with a cat. Just like this person really printed a gothic homemaking guide called Paint It Black.
Hey man, goth.
Many ways to goth up your home decor.
I love that it's white text on a black background. That's going the extra level.
Anybody can be cool, but awesome takes practice. I mean, doesn't everybody on this cover look super cool?
Yeah.
That book's going to get your channel flagged, I think.
This one, well, also this author is a 2-time offender in my collection. She also wrote this book, If God Loves Me, Why Can't I Get My Locker Open?
She's just asking questions.
We all have this one, How to Pick Pockets for Fun and Profit.
Oh, of course.
The Gentle Art of Swedish Death Cleaning. Learning to Play with a Lion's Testicles, which is a real book.
I need you to read me the table of contents of that one.
This is dedicated to her mother. And that's the important part about if you write a book called Learning to Play with the Lion's Testicles, you have to dedicate it to mom.
Is mom still with us? She didn't like die in a horrible lion testicle accident, did she?
I will tell you that chapter 14 is called How to Ruin a Crocodile's Day. And I wonder if they don't like who knows? Maybe it's also related to testicles. We got old tractors and the men who love them. And then this
that
one
guy looks so happy.
He's a really, you know what?
He loves
I
that.
would love to meet this guy.
Yeah.
It says how to keep your tractor happy and your family running. Pretty good. And this one is called Judaism's Encounter with American Sports, which I like it because it's very honest. It's not Judaism. Judaism's not involved with American sports. It's not about Jewish athletes. They kind of encountered sports one time, and they were like, this is not for us.
Just the concept of the faith encountered sports.
They were like, we'll encounter it. We're not ever going to be a significant part of it. But like we've heard of it. We own some of the teams. And that is just a small part of my dumb book collection, which is starting to take over my actual book collection. I'm going to there'll be a point where I own more dumb books than actual books.
I own some smart books. I've recently decided I'm only buying books with gold on the cover. So like shiny books.
Yeah.
You have a good foil. I will tell you that.
Yes.
Harrison, there's a book that I want to own that I think would work in your collection. It's called 88 Reasons Jesus is Coming Back in 1988. And the sequel, 89 Reasons that Jesus is Coming Back in 1989, written by the same author.
I'm buying those right now. The most expensive book in my collection is either How to Avoid Huge Ships or one that I had to get from my girlfriend got this for my birthday from South Africa. It's called Be Bold with Bananas. That might be the most expensive book, but whatever it costs to get 80 Reasons Jesus is Coming Back, I am so there. Oh, it is real. It's available on Amazon right now. Unbelievable.
It's still in print.
It's out of print, limited availability, but I'll find it. There's also a Rapture report that, oh my God, somebody wants $855.
Amazon, yeah. That just means they don't even have it. That just means they put up like the placeholder. So I bet if you bought that, they would cancel it within 24 hours. They don't even have that book. They're just teasing you.
Yeah, the other book is you get two. You get On Borrowed Time, and then you also get 88 Reasons Why the Rapture is in 1988. $52, not a bad deal.
Is that like 100 things you can do to save the Earth? Why is it 80? Oh, it's just because of the year?
I don't know. It's pretty good. And then it even says in parentheses, it says 88 Reasons Why, The Feast of Trump, Rosh Hashanah, which I'm going to be honest, that book was published in 1988. It has Trump on the cover. Maybe there was an accurate prediction in there.
And 88 miles per hour. Was it written by a time traveler?
Was it written by Christopher Lloyd?
After his encounter with American sports, he had, I don't know.
That does go full circle because the Back to the Future musical, which was on the West End until the pandemic shut it down, at least temporarily, has magic by Paul Keefe, who was on Who Books That?
Oh, nice.
On this very same platform, but minus the space.
Well,
all right. Well, it is 15 minutes after I said this episode would be over, but I could not resist sharing some of the dumb book collection and hanging out with you guys. And please call me and let's hang out. Also, not on a public, like just friends.
Sounds good.
That'd be great.
Let's have a game night. I'm very good at the game.
I would love to.
I would love a game night. Yes.
Oh, I'll show you 2 new games. Also, talk about yourself.
Yeah. I just got Among Us, but I haven't actually played it yet.
What have you got?
I have not played Among Us. I've watched it. So Matt, I'll give you the strategy that I want to play. I've watched enough Among Us to know the strategies a little bit, but I want to just go into a game and be like, I've never played this. I don't know where I am, and like just totally bluff, like use the I'm new bluff to just
I call it the Ben Nemzer. Ben Nemzer has come to many a game night, and we all know and love him. And he always like kind of acts like he doesn't understand the rules, but he does. And that's how he gets you.
Yeah, man. Having hung out with so many actors and magicians, I have trust issues. So, for numerous reasons.
Yeah.
And,
Massachusetts magicians will do that. I said Massachusetts magicians will do that.
Yeah. So I think a game where you have to lie to people. Well, I'm intrigued and I want to play. But man, I think it's gonna ruin some friendships. Like,
there's a game through Jackbox called Push That Button, and it's one person's an alien or 2 people are an alien. I almost like it a little bit. I don't know if I can say this on the interwebs where they love Among Us, but I think the Jackbox version might be a little bit more fun.
Is it a new Jackbox or is it?
It's like Jackbox 6, but essentially instead of doing just like kind of tasks, in the spaceship. 2 people get pitted against each other, and the alien never gets the correct prompt. So it might say, draw a picture of London, but the alien will get something that says, like, draw a big clock, or something that might get them close to it, but won't be exact. Okay. And then the alien has to justify why they drew that and how they absolutely got the real prompt, and they just came up with a bad drawing.
That's almost like a mentalism thing, like dual reality type of
and the alien can hack human players, so human players can also draw bad things or write bad answers, and so they have to justify that they're not an alien, they were just hacked. So it leads to some really, you really do you think Beyonce is the person you'd like to marry in this world, not your wife? And then they have to justify it with their wife in the room. It's very exciting.
That's cool. It's like Balderdash. Everything's a remix. But
and then just since I'm a board game nerd and I like to plug board games on every episode, or some of the episodes, Herd Mentality, you can play this over Zoom. The idea is you want to match everybody. That's pretty fun. And then Batsu, which is a fantastic live show, and they came out with a home game where you have to do weird things. You could do this over Zoom. And then the penalties are horrifying. Like some of the penalties are like find an inanimate object, break up with it, and then make out with it slowly. Which is fun with friends, weird with family. This is a friends game.
Yeah. That's a former friend, I think.
Exactly. By the way, Josh Kurzban saying Zach. Hi, Josh. More Magic Camp.
Joshy.
Hello, sir.
Oh, I was going to say, is that Joshy? Josh?
That is Joshy, Josh. Yeah. Absolutely. Josh, when you get in here, you have 2 minutes. Go to tinyurl.com, just Coronacast17 is. Get in here. You got 2 minutes. It is 11:33. At 11:35, I'm concluding the episode. Unless Josh, a.k.a. Joshy, gets in here. That would be what a way to wrap. That would be incredible. Man.
Yeah.
That would be so good. Have you guys seen any good virtual theater? Have you seen any shows on Zoom or virtually that have impressed you?
I haven't seen. I've seen one virtual show that will remain nameless for now. I would love to talk to you about it.
Yes,
offline.
absolutely.
But I will maintain diplomacy. And no, I haven't. That stuff's hard, man. Like I understand it's hard. Anyway, Josh is asking where he goes. You go to that URL down there, Josh.
Right
Yeah,
there.
go to the link.
tinyurl.com.
URL.
17ish. And come ready for rapid fire questions.
Yeah.
We're in, as the soccer players would call it, stoppage time. Do I know that from playing athletics or soccer? No, it's from the N64 version of soccer that I played. The British announcer would say stoppage time over and over again. It's the only reason I know anything about those words.
Life is weird.
I will tell you, one of my saddest things that I've done during pandemic, I have a VR headset, and I played the game Cookout, which is very fun, but you make sandwiches. People order sandwiches, and you have to basically cook on a grill. And I realized that I had just paid money to buy a VR headset and buy a game so I could be basically a McDonald's employee.
Yeah.
Like this headset, I could also be a Jedi, but I was like, no, line order cook. That's what I'm going to use this video game system for.
I think what we learned from the board game stuff is that what we're really looking for is a Jedi line chef game where you have a lightsaber. You're like carving off the roast beef with your lightsaber, and best of both worlds is what I'm saying. I have Oculus Quest 2, but I also have the older Quest. So now my girlfriend and I will both wear headsets in the same apartment and play mini golf to each other, which is all the sad things we were warned about. Every movie that makes fun of where the future is going had a scene with us in it, playing mini golf next to each other, wearing different headsets. As long as you don't get like Tom Cruise's inhaler drugs from whatever that Minority Report, just.
I'm ready for the Wally chair. I'm ready for one of those fat chairs.
Yeah. By and large, should be out with their vaccine pretty soon. So.
That's why they went into that spaceship. There was a pandemic.
Tweet earlier, right? Yes, that was.
We got a full circle.
You can jump to the head of the line. But.
Yeah, if you have a pre-existing conditions act, you can get the vaccine earlier. And one of the pre-existing conditions is obesity. So I say, eat up.
In this economy, come on, man.
Yeah. Josh is having trouble logging out. Well, Josh, we appreciate you saying hi anyway. We got Matt over here, Matt Griffin. You can follow him, even though it's only the very creme de la creme are admitted in. If you pass the test, you have a very small shot, but it could happen at Matt Griffin. He also recommends Legends of Tomorrow on the CW, a show. I'm just going to put it out into this universe. I will be on as Arm Fall Off Boy. Yes. I'm ready for it. Either arm. You can make either arm fall off. I'm a lefty, so I feel like that helps me with the role. In a way, I've been born to play it. And when the pandemic ends, Zach will have a variety show. We're going to get information about this future variety show.
Yes.
Do they type in Georgia variety show? What is the best way for them to find out about it?
So the show is called Variety Fantastique, spelled IQUE at the end, because we were fancy with the title. We're on Facebook and Instagram. We haven't had any updates for a while.
Fair enough. But I am typing furiously. That'll be our big final plug. There we go. Follow Variety Fantastique on Facebook / Instagram. Matt and Zach, it's so good to see you. I can't.
Fun.
This is the best. Honestly, every time I log on for Coronacast, I never know what's going to happen. This is the best outcome. This is this is like we're on the darkest timeline, but this is like the best version on the darkest timeline.
Yes.
All right. Well,
I miss you guys so much. Mwah.
Bye.
Bye, Matt. Bye, Harrison.
Bye, Matt. Bye, Zach. And that, everybody, has been Coronacast, episode 17-ish, late night edition. I wrote that myself on my iPad, and I sent it. We have very high-quality graphics here. If you'd like to follow me on Instagram, you just got to go to @HarrisonComedy. That's really easy, @HarrisonComedy. I'm also on the TikTok. At some point, I'm going to post on it. I've been told you got to be on the talk. My sister is very popular on the TikTok. at Harrison Comedy. You can follow me, Who Books That? Every Wednesday. We're off until 2021, which is like a week. But we'll be back the first week in January. WhoBooksThat.com, top 100 performing arts podcast in over 9 countries around the world. Thanks to your support. Thank you so much. Keep that coming. Who Books That with Harrison Greenbaum. Scam is coming back. Go to pleasedon'tvisitThisWebsite.com. Yes, we're back in January, bigger and better than ever for season 2. This has been Coronacast. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much to our special guests, Matt Griffin, Zach Ivins, and a big special hello as well to Josh. He came in the last minute. Rock Oopser, he was in the house. Ian Kent has been here the entire time. We very much appreciate it. All the way from Portland to Oregon, not Oregon. Got to get that right. It's Oregon and Nevada. It took me a while, but I figured it out. Just had to tour those places and have people correct me for a while. But thank you guys so much for watching the Coronacast. This has been episode 17-ish. You guys are amazing. Happy holidays. Merry almost Christmas. Happy almost New Year. We'll see ya probably before 2021. But if we don't, Happy New Year to you as well. Thanks so much. We'll see ya next time. Corona.